100 Sad Consequences for Narcissists. Welcome to Love Lux Amore, where we talk about self-development and fulfilling our dreams. Narcissists are complicated individuals, shaped by a mix of early life experiences, insecurities, and their inability to process vulnerability in a healthy way. Their inflated egos and manipulative behaviors are often defense mechanisms designed to protect themselves from feelings of inadequacy or rejection. Unfortunately, these coping strategies come at a steep cost, not just to the people they harm but to the narcissists themselves. As we'll explore in this video, narcissists leave a trail of emotional damage in their wake. Their need for control, validation, and superiority leads to broken relationships, alienation, and, ultimately, a life filled with regret. What makes their existence particularly sad is that many of the things they do to protect themselves also drive people away. Over time, their manipulation, lack of empathy, and self-centeredness burns bridges and tarnishes their reputation, leaving them increasingly isolated. While narcissists may seem untouchable in the moment, the harsh reality is that their actions eventually catch up to them. The people who once loved them, cared for them, or supported them often reach their breaking point and walk away. Those who remain typically only stay because they benefit from the narcissist in some way, not because of genuine care or affection. As narcissists age, they are left to grapple with the consequences of their behavior, loneliness, unfulfilled dreams, and a lack of meaningful connections. While this is undoubtedly a sad existence, perhaps this list of their harsh realities will help you move forward. If you've been hurt by a narcissist, it's important to see that their self-centered behavior will eventually lead to backlash. Their need for control and validation will not protect them from the consequences of their actions. Knowing this can empower you to release resentment, focus on your own healing, and understand that their world is far from the glamorous image they project. Before we dive into 100 Sad Consequences for Narcissists, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Your engagement helps me create more videos like this and reach others who might need this information. And if you're navigating difficult relationships or focusing on self-growth, check out my digital tools and affirmations at loveluxamore.com. These resources are here to guide and support you as you heal and rebuild. Now, let's dive into these 100 sad consequences for narcissists. 1. Loneliness. The sad reality for narcissists is that their inability to genuinely connect with others often leads to deep loneliness. Despite their outward charm or charisma, people eventually distance themselves once they realize the narcissist's true nature. 2. Superficial relationships. Narcissists crave attention, but their relationships tend to be shallow. True emotional connections are difficult for them, and this lack of depth leaves them with friendships that don't fulfill their need for validation. 3. Fear of abandonment. Though narcissists may project confidence, they live in constant fear of abandonment. They are deeply insecure and worry that people will leave once they see behind the mask. 4. Constant need for approval. Seeking approval becomes a never-ending cycle for narcissists. They need constant validation to feel good about themselves, but that external validation is fleeting, leaving them in a perpetual state of insecurity. 5. Inability to self-reflect. A key consequence for narcissists is their lack of self-awareness. They are so consumed by their inflated ego that self-reflection is practically impossible, leaving them trapped in destructive patterns. 6. Lack of authentic love. While they might receive admiration, narcissists rarely experience true, unconditional love. Their self-centeredness pushes people away, leaving them without the deep, genuine love that most people crave. 7. Unfulfilled ambitions. Narcissists often have grandiose dreams and unrealistic expectations. When those dreams inevitably don't come to fruition, they are left with feelings of inadequacy and failure, which they cannot easily cope with. 8. Burned bridges. As they manipulate and exploit others for personal gain, narcissists often burn bridges. Eventually, they lose important connections, both personally and professionally, which can hinder their success and leave them isolated. 9. Constant competition. Narcissists always feel the need to one-up those around them. This constant competition makes them seem petty and insecure, which damages their relationships and prevents them from forming supportive networks. 10. Reputation ruin. Over time, people recognize the narcissist's manipulative tendencies. This damages their reputation, both personally and professionally, leading to a loss of respect from peers, colleagues, and friends. 11. Emotional immaturity. Narcissists may appear confident, but their emotional development is often stunted. They struggle to handle criticism, rejection, or failure, responding with outbursts or silent treatment, behaviors typical of emotional immaturity. 12. Loss of trust. Trust is hard to come by when you're a narcissist. People quickly learn that narcissists are only out for themselves, and once that trust is broken, it's nearly impossible to regain. 13. Guilt and shame. Though they may not show it, narcissists are often plagued by guilt and shame. Deep down, they are aware of their failings, but their fragile egos prevent them from confronting these uncomfortable feelings. 14. Short-lived success. While narcissists may enjoy short-term success, their inability to collaborate and maintain positive relationships often sabotages long-term achievements. Their success is fleeting, leaving them chasing the next high. 15. Perpetual drama. Chaos follows narcissists wherever they go. Their need for attention and control often creates unnecessary drama, exhausting those around them and eventually leaving the narcissist surrounded by conflict and negativity. 16. Paranoia. Narcissists frequently suspect others of plotting against them, which leads to paranoia. This mindset isolates them further, as they push away those who might actually want to help or support them. 17. Health consequences. The constant stress, anxiety, and anger that narcissists experience can take a toll on their physical health. High blood pressure, insomnia, and chronic stress-related illnesses are common consequences. 18. Broken families. Narcissists can wreak havoc on family dynamics. Their manipulation and lack of empathy can destroy familial bonds, leaving them estranged from their relatives. 19. Lack of emotional support. Narcissists don't build supportive relationships. As a result, when they face difficulties, they often find themselves without anyone to lean on for emotional support. 20. Victim mentality. Even though they're often the source of their own problems, narcissists frequently see themselves as victims. This victim mentality prevents them from taking responsibility and changing their destructive behavior. 21. Career stagnation. Despite their ambition, narcissists often sabotage their careers. Their inability to collaborate or accept constructive criticism can hold them back from promotions or professional growth. 22. Unstable friendships. Friendships with narcissists are often marked by instability. People may come and go quickly as they tire of the narcissist's selfishness and manipulative behavior. 23. Self-sabotage. A sad reality for narcissists is their tendency to self-sabotage. Whether it's in their personal lives or careers, their destructive patterns often cause them to undermine their own success. 24. Shattered illusions. Over time, the image that narcissists work so hard to create begins to crack. When this happens, they are forced to confront the fact that their grandiose vision of themselves isn't grounded in reality. 25. Emotional dependency. Narcissists rely heavily on others for validation, making them emotionally dependent. This dependency can make them feel powerless when their supply of admiration runs dry. 26. Inability to forgive. Narcissists hold grudges. Their inability to forgive or let go of perceived slights keeps them trapped in a cycle of bitterness, which only adds to their emotional turmoil. 27. Fear of rejection. Though they may never admit it, narcissists have a deep-seated fear of rejection. This fear fuels their need for control and validation, making it difficult for them to form healthy, trusting relationships. 28. Lack of empathy. One of the core traits of narcissism is a lack of empathy. This absence of compassion and understanding alienates them from others, leaving them isolated and disconnected. 29. Distorted self-image. Narcissists often have a distorted self-image. They either see themselves as superior to others or as deeply flawed, leading to a constant internal struggle with self-worth. 30. Manipulation backfires. While narcissists may be skilled manipulators, their tactics eventually backfire. Once people catch on to their games, they lose credibility, respect, and relationships. 31. Victims of their own lies. Narcissists lie frequently to maintain their false persona. Over time, they may get tangled in their own web of lies, causing confusion, distrust, and eventually isolation. 32. Limited self-improvement. Personal growth requires introspection, something narcissists find difficult. Their resistance to change keeps them stuck in unhealthy patterns, limiting their ability to improve themselves or their lives. 33. Isolation. Despite their desire for admiration, narcissists often find themselves isolated. Their toxic behavior pushes people away, leaving them lonely and without genuine connections. 34. Low self-worth. Beneath their grandiose facade, narcissists often struggle with low self-worth. They seek external validation to compensate for their deep-seated insecurities, but this only provides temporary relief. 35. Failed relationships. Whether romantic or platonic, relationships with narcissists tend to fail. Their inability to prioritize others' needs and emotions results in constant conflict and eventual estrangement. 36. Financial instability. Narcissists are often drawn to a flashy, luxurious lifestyle that matches their inflated sense of self. This can lead to reckless spending, financial mismanagement, and even debt. They may also lose valuable connections in their professional life due to their manipulative behavior, leading to career stagnation or job loss, which worsens their financial situation. 37. Constant exhaustion. Keeping up with their facade is exhausting. Narcissists are constantly working to maintain their image, manipulate situations, and seek validation. This never-ending effort often leads to mental and emotional exhaustion, leaving them drained and dissatisfied despite their efforts. 38. Loss of professional respect. While narcissists often start out charming and confident in the workplace, their unwillingness to collaborate, accept feedback, or acknowledge the contributions of others soon leads to a loss of respect from colleagues. This can hinder their career growth, leading to a lack of promotions or even job loss. 39. Difficulty maintaining friendships. True friendships are built on trust, empathy, and mutual respect, qualities that narcissists struggle with. As a result, they often have a revolving door of acquaintances rather than deep, lasting friendships. Once people see the narcissist's true colors, they tend to distance themselves. 40. Loss of romantic partners. Romantic relationships with narcissists are often turbulent. Their lack of empathy, constant need for validation, and manipulative tendencies eventually wear down their partners, leading to breakups, divorces, and failed long-term relationships. 41. Fear of being exposed. Narcissists live in constant fear of being exposed for who they really are. They invest so much energy into creating a false image that they are terrified of anyone discovering their true insecurities and flaws. This fear leads to heightened paranoia and anxiety. 42. Unresolved trauma. Many narcissists carry unresolved trauma from their past, whether it's childhood neglect or other emotional wounds. Unfortunately, their refusal to self-reflect and seek help leaves them stuck in these old wounds, preventing any meaningful healing or personal growth. 43. Sabotaging potential alliances. Because narcissists view the world through a competitive lens, they often sabotage potential allies. Instead of building mutually beneficial relationships, they tear others down to elevate themselves. This leads to missed opportunities for collaboration and growth. 44. Endless pursuit of perfection. Narcissists often chase perfection, not realizing that it's unattainable. This constant pursuit only fuels their dissatisfaction with themselves and others. They become trapped in a cycle of criticism, always finding flaws and never allowing themselves, or anyone else, to be enough. 45. Inability to apologize. Apologizing requires vulnerability and the acknowledgement of wrongdoing, two things narcissists deeply struggle with. This inability to take responsibility for their actions often damages relationships and keeps them from moving forward in both their personal and professional lives. 46. Emptiness. No matter how much external validation they receive, narcissists often feel an inner emptiness. Their self-worth is so dependent on external factors that they can never truly feel fulfilled, leaving them constantly chasing the next source of admiration. 47. Feeling trapped in their own lies. As narcissists weave more and more lies to maintain their image, they often find themselves trapped in their deceit. Keeping up with these lies becomes exhausting and increasingly difficult, creating stress and fear of being exposed. 48. Destructive jealousy. Narcissists are often consumed by jealousy when they see others succeed. Rather than feeling inspired or happy for others, they view others' achievements as threats, which leads to bitterness and resentment. This destructive jealousy can further isolate them. 49. Constant frustration. Narcissists' grandiose expectations of themselves and others are rarely met. This leads to constant frustration and dissatisfaction as they feel that they, and those around them, are never good enough. This frustration manifests in outbursts of anger, passive aggressiveness, and even silent treatment. 50. Shame from past actions. Although they often bury their feelings of shame, narcissists are not immune to it. Their past manipulative or harmful behaviors can haunt them, though they are unlikely to admit it. This underlying shame fuels their need to control others and project perfection. 51. Parental alienation. Narcissists who are parents often find themselves estranged from their children as they grow older. Their lack of empathy, manipulation, and inability to meet their children's emotional needs lead to strained or broken relationships, leaving the narcissist alienated from their family. 52. Addiction to external validation. Narcissists are addicted to external validation. Whether it's through social media, professional accolades, or personal praise, they need constant reassurance to feel good about themselves. This need becomes a crutch, making it nearly impossible for them to develop a healthy sense of self-worth. 53. Mental health struggles. Narcissists often struggle with mental health issues such as depression, anxiety, and even substance abuse. Their inability to cope with their insecurities and their toxic relationships leads to a downward spiral, exacerbating their emotional struggles. 54. Unresolved conflicts. Narcissists thrive on drama and often create conflicts wherever they go. Unfortunately, they lack the tools to resolve these conflicts constructively, leading to long-standing grudges, resentment, and broken relationships. 55. Inability to accept love. Even when narcissists are offered love and support, they often can't accept it. Their fear of vulnerability and mistrust of others prevent them from truly embracing the love they are given, leaving them emotionally unfulfilled. 56. Destruction of others' lives. Narcissists can leave a trail of destruction in their wake. Their manipulation, gaslighting, and control tactics harm the lives of those around them, often leading to emotional trauma, broken relationships, and shattered self-esteem in their victims. 57. Chronic boredom. Narcissists often experience chronic boredom. Their constant need for stimulation and attention leaves them unsatisfied with everyday life. They need drama, excitement, or admiration to feel alive, which can lead to impulsive or reckless behavior. 58. Hyperfocus on appearances. Narcissists place a great deal of emphasis on their physical appearance or social status. This hyperfocus on outward appearances can make them superficial, always seeking validation through looks, wealth, or material possessions. However, this only deepens their sense of inner emptiness. 59. Burnout. The emotional and mental energy it takes to maintain their image and manipulate others often leads narcissists to experience burnout. They may find themselves emotionally drained, physically exhausted, and mentally scattered, but unable to let go of their need for control. 60. Fear of aging. Narcissists fear losing their looks or status as they age. This fear often leads them to obsess over their appearance, cling to youth, and feel increasingly irrelevant or anxious as time passes. This fear of aging can exacerbate their insecurities and lead to even more manipulative or controlling behavior. 61. Inability to handle criticism. Any form of criticism is seen as a personal attack by a narcissist. Even constructive feedback can lead to rage or complete withdrawal. Their fragile ego makes it nearly impossible for them to learn from their mistakes or grow from outside input. 62. Shattered relationships with siblings. Family dynamics often suffer when a narcissist is involved, and sibling relationships are no exception. Narcissists' need for superiority and control can create jealousy, resentment, and estrangement between siblings, leaving them without familial support. 63. Sense of entitlement. Narcissists believe the world owes them something, whether it's praise, success, or admiration. This sense of entitlement creates frustration and disappointment when they don't receive what they believe they deserve, leading to even more dissatisfaction. 64. Emotional instability. Beneath the surface, narcissists are emotionally unstable. Their mood swings, paranoia, and constant need for validation keep them on an emotional roller coaster, which further damages their relationships and mental health. 65. Self-victimization. Though they often victimize others, narcissists have a talent for making themselves seem like the victim in any given situation. This tactic not only manipulates others but also keeps them from taking accountability for their own actions, leading to stagnation and perpetual unhappiness. 66. Loss of integrity. Narcissists often betray their own values in their pursuit of admiration and control. Over time, they lose sight of who they are and what they truly believe in, leaving them morally bankrupt and directionless. 67. Professional burnout. Narcissists are known for overextending themselves professionally, often taking on more than they can handle in an attempt to impress others or achieve recognition. However, their lack of collaboration and inability to delegate tasks leads to professional burnout, where they may crumble under the pressure they've created for themselves. 68. Inability to build a support network. Networking is important in both personal and professional life, but narcissists struggle to build genuine support systems. Their tendency to exploit and manipulate others eventually backfires, leaving them without trusted friends or mentors when they need help or guidance. 69. Being labeled difficult to work with. Narcissists often develop a reputation for being difficult to work with. Whether it's due to their refusal to compromise, constant need for praise, or their tendency to undermine others, this reputation can follow them from job to job, limiting future opportunities. 70. Fading beauty or fame. For those narcissists who build their identity around their looks or status, the inevitable fading of beauty or fame becomes a devastating reality. As their physical appearance changes with age or they lose the spotlight, they struggle to cope with the loss of admiration and attention they once thrived on. 71. Desperation for attention. When their usual sources of validation dry up, narcissists may resort to desperate measures to regain attention. This can manifest in increasingly erratic or dramatic behavior, which only further alienates those around them and increases their isolation. 72. Inability to feel true happiness. Because narcissists are so focused on external validation, they rarely experience true happiness. They may have moments of satisfaction when they receive praise, but this is fleeting and doesn't compare to the deep contentment that comes from healthy relationships and personal growth. 73. No sense of gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool for happiness, but narcissists lack the ability to feel it. Instead of appreciating what they have, they are constantly focused on what they feel they deserve, which keeps them in a perpetual state of dissatisfaction. 74. Difficulty keeping jobs. Narcissists often struggle to maintain stable employment. Their inability to work as part of a team, accept authority, or handle criticism results in job losses or conflicts in the workplace, leading to frequent job changes and an unstable career trajectory. 75. Alienation from children. As children grow older, they begin to see through a narcissistic parent's manipulative behavior. This often leads to strained relationships or even complete alienation, where the narcissist is cut off from their children's lives entirely. 76. Emotional numbness. Over time, narcissists can become emotionally numb. Their refusal to engage with their own emotions, paired with their need to control those around them, eventually leaves them disconnected from their own feelings and incapable of genuine emotional expression. 77. Lack of real accomplishments. While narcissists may boast about their achievements, the sad truth is that many of these accomplishments are exaggerated or superficial. When it comes to truly meaningful accomplishments, whether personal or professional, they often fall short due to their lack of depth and inability to work toward long-term goals. 78. Health problems. The constant stress narcissists live under takes a toll on their physical health. Conditions such as high blood pressure, chronic fatigue, and other stress-related illnesses are common among narcissists, contributing to a decline in their overall well-being. 79. Unmet potential. Many narcissists have the potential for greatness, but their inability to collaborate, accept feedback, or focus on long-term goals often prevents them from realizing that potential. Their own behavior keeps them from reaching the success they believe they deserve. 80. Alienating colleagues. Narcissists often alienate their colleagues by taking credit for others' work, undermining team efforts, or constantly seeking praise. Over time, this behavior leads to resentment, making it difficult for them to find support within the workplace. 81. Loss of power. For narcissists who thrive on control, the loss of power, whether in a relationship, career, or social setting, is a devastating consequence. Once people begin to see through their manipulation tactics, they lose the ability to control others, leaving them feeling powerless. 82. Hyper-focus on competitors. Narcissists often view others as competitors, even in non-competitive situations. This hyper-focus on outdoing others prevents them from forming collaborative relationships, instead leading to envy, jealousy, and a constant sense of dissatisfaction. 83. Loss of admiration. Narcissists crave admiration, but over time, their behavior often causes them to lose the very admiration they seek. As people grow tired of their manipulation and selfishness, the narcissist is left without the praise they rely on to feel good about themselves. 84. Chronic discontent. No matter how much praise or success they receive, narcissists are rarely satisfied. This chronic discontent stems from their inability to find internal validation, leaving them constantly chasing something more but never feeling fulfilled. 85. Unstable self-image. Despite their outward confidence, narcissists have an unstable sense of self. They rely so heavily on external validation that any slight criticism or perceived failure can cause their self-image to crumble, leaving them in a state of insecurity and self-doubt. 86. Legal issues. Narcissists who engage in deceitful or manipulative behavior may find themselves facing legal consequences. Whether it's fraud, breach of contract, or defamation, their lack of regard for others' boundaries can land them in legal trouble. 87. Estrangement from extended family. Narcissists often find themselves estranged not only from immediate family members but also from extended family. Their inability to maintain healthy relationships leads to breakdowns in familial ties, leaving them isolated even from those who would typically offer unconditional support. 88. Bitterness. As narcissists age, they often become bitter. The world never gives them the recognition or success they believe they deserve, and this disappointment turns into resentment toward others, especially those who have achieved the things they envy. 89. Guilt from manipulating loved ones. While narcissists may not show it, some are haunted by the guilt of how they've treated loved ones. The manipulation, lies, and emotional abuse they've inflicted can cause guilt to simmer under the surface, even if they don't outwardly acknowledge it. 90. Constant anxiety. The need to maintain their false image and the fear of being exposed leaves narcissists in a constant state of anxiety. This chronic stress impacts their mental health, making it difficult for them to relax or find peace. 91. Unresolved grief. Narcissists often have a difficult time processing grief. Their lack of emotional depth prevents them from confronting feelings of loss or sadness in a healthy way, which leaves unresolved grief simmering beneath the surface, manifesting in anger or bitterness. 92. Loss of authority. Narcissists who hold positions of power may eventually lose their authority as people grow tired of their behavior. Whether in a workplace, family, or social setting, their inability to lead with empathy or fairness can lead to a loss of their power or influence. 93. Destructive envy. Narcissists are often envious of others' success or happiness, but this envy is destructive. Rather than inspiring them to improve themselves, it fuels resentment and bitterness, which further isolates them from those they envy. 94. Self-destructive behavior. In some cases, narcissists engage in self-destructive behavior. Their inability to cope with failure or rejection may lead to substance abuse, reckless decision-making, or other harmful behaviors that only exacerbate their problems. 95. Being used by others. Ironically, while narcissists often manipulate others, they are also vulnerable to being used. Their desire for admiration and control can blind them to the fact that others are taking advantage of them, leaving them feeling used and betrayed. 96. Regret for missed opportunities. As they grow older, narcissists may begin to realize how many opportunities they've missed due to their behavior. Whether it's personal relationships, professional advancements, or personal growth, their inability to see beyond themselves often leaves them full of regret for what could have been. 97. Being viewed as a bully. Over time, people may come to view narcissists as bullies. Their need for control, coupled with their tendency to belittle or manipulate others, creates a reputation that is hard to shake, leaving them labeled as someone who is harmful or toxic. 98. Inability to connect with others. Narcissists struggle with forming genuine connections. Their need to dominate conversations, make everything about themselves, and disregard others' emotions leaves them unable to form deep, meaningful bonds with anyone. 99. Emotional exhaustion of loved ones. Being in a relationship with a narcissist is emotionally draining. Eventually, even the most patient and loving people reach their limit, leaving the narcissist without anyone who is willing to put up with their behavior any longer. 100. A legacy of brokenness. In the end, narcissists often leave behind a legacy of broken relationships, missed opportunities, and unfulfilled dreams. Their inability to change their ways or truly connect with others leaves them alone, bitter, and regretting the damage they've done to their lives and the lives of those around them. Conclusion. And there you have it, 100 sad consequences narcissists face. As we've uncovered in this video, the consequences of narcissistic behavior are far-reaching, devastating, and often inevitable. Narcissists may appear confident and in control, but their world is built on a fragile foundation that eventually crumbles. Their inability to form genuine connections, combined with their relentless need for validation, isolates them and leaves them trapped in a cycle of dissatisfaction and regret. The saddest part of their existence is that the harm they inflict on others also harms themselves. They burn bridges, ruin reputations, and push away the people who once cared for them. As they age, the facade they worked so hard to maintain fades, and they are left to face the backlash of their actions. The love, care, and support they once took for granted disappear, leaving them surrounded by people who stay only out of obligation or personal benefit. But perhaps what's most empowering for you, as someone who may have been hurt by a narcissist, is recognizing that their behavior ultimately leads to their own downfall. This knowledge can help you move forward, let go of resentment, and focus on your own healing. Their world is not as perfect as they want you to believe. It is marked by loneliness, regret, and the consequences of their choices. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to support more content like this. And if you're looking for tools to help you heal from narcissistic relationships or work on personal growth, check out loveluxamore.com. My digital tools and affirmation videos are designed to guide you through this journey, empowering you to thrive in the face of adversity. Thank you for watching and for taking the time to invest in your healing and growth. Remember, while the pain caused by narcissists is real, so is your strength and ability to rise above it. I'll see you in the next video. Take care and stay strong.